So cold. Hey everyone, it's Trainer Bex from Flex's Bex Fitness. As fall brings cooler temperatures, more rain, and more snow, I wanted to share a story with you all about the importance of being prepared for changing conditions and the importance of layering up when you're outdoors when physically active. I learned this lesson the hard way, so you don't have to. When I was in Sea Cadets as a teen, we went on a hike in the woods on the way to the Boy Scouts camp for a fall retreat. The air was cold enough that I could see my breath, and the ground was covered in patches of snow, puddles, and mud. While I wore winter boots that kept my feet warm and dry, some of my fellow cadets didn't, and they wore sneakers, so their feet got cold, wet, and even blisters. And one of the kids actually got hypothermia for a couple of his toes. Now, I didn't want to look quote unquote uncool, so I didn't wear my winter coat. Instead, I just wore two hoodies. Big mistake. While I stayed relatively warm in the sun, the sweaters were made of a heavy material that trapped body heat. So as I began to sweat, my clothes became damp. And then, as the sun dipped below the horizon and night began to fall, my sweat began to freeze, leaving myself chilled. But the worst part was, it took us over an hour and a half to reach the camp, and I was stuck shivering and miserable the whole time. I was so cold that I couldn't even enjoy the beautiful scenery around us. By nightfall, we were huddled closely around the fireplace, taking turns chopping wood with an axe to add to the flames to keep warm that night. After that experience, I always make sure to prioritize wearing different layers as I'm outdoors, especially in the cold and wet conditions. So if you're like me and love going outdoors for your physical fitness, make sure to dress in layers, wearing several layers that can be added or removed, keeping you warm and dry. In addition, making sure that you don't have heavy materials for fabrics. You want to have something that's breathable and moisture wicking. More on that in our next video. But anyways, the point being is you want to keep yourself warm and dry, wear layers.